pre-qualifying appointments. So why is it important to pre-qualify appointments?
Not waste your time.
So we don't waste our time. Why else?
Set expectations.
Set expectations. What else?
Know what you're dealing with up front.
Know what we're dealing with, right? So we're prepared.
Prepared.
What else?
You know if you want to go on the appointment.
To know if we want to go on the appointment. What else?
I know the hot buttons.
Yeah, know what's important to them or not important, or what issues or you have to, that you're going to be talking about.
Get any objections that they're going to come up with.
Yeah, you'll get a preview of objections. Pre-qualifying the appointment is every bit as important, and I think actually is more important than the appointment. Going on an appointment without pre-qualifying is like, I used this analogy before, it's like the doctor doing surgery without having taken x-rays yet, or any tests, or, he just doesn't know what he's going to find. He may not find what he was there to do to begin with. So pre-qualification is critical to the whole process. Now, most agents don't pre-qualify their appointments. Why is that? It's important to understand why, so if you understand why, then you won't do what most agents do. So why do most agents not pre-qualify their appointments real thoroughly?
We're just pumped to have an appointment, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just excited to
Don't
have
want
an
to hear
appointment.
no.
Yeah. So, which makes how much sense?
Zero.
Right? Zero. All right. Why else don't agents pre-qualify?
They don't know how.
Afraid.
They don't know how.
Not organized.
Not organized, afraid.
You don't know what questions.
Don't know what exactly. Don't know
Most of it is around being afraid. Afraid that they're gonna not get the appointment. And if they're not qualified, you don't want the appointment. That's the most important thing to understand. You do not want it in any way, shape, or form. So there's nothing to be afraid of. It's actually a good thing to find out, someone doesn't qualify. You just saved yourself a tremendous amount of time and money. What's the time that's involved in an appointment? There's preparation time, there's driving time to and from, there's time at the appointment. How much time is that?
2.5 hours.
2.5, for some of you, 3 or 4 or 5 hours. Right?
Week.
So there's several hours. What's your time worth? That's several $100s. Right? So, and even if it was $200, every appointment you went on, if I took $200 out of your wallet and went threw it in the trash, that's what you're doing when you go on an unqualified appointment. You are throwing away money. There's a whole other cost, the opportunity cost. What could you be doing with that 3 or 4 or 5 hours? If you're not spending that, you could be talking and finding qualified people. So the costs actually become huge when you go on appointments that aren't qualified. So the fact that most agents are afraid is because they're not even looking at or thinking through the whole process. What they don't understand is they're actually throwing away money. That's what they should be afraid of. Should be afraid of going on appointments that aren't qualified. Now, agents sometimes know appointments not qualified and they go anyways. Why do they do that?
They have an appointment.
Force them into qualifying.
Practice.
Yes,
Go
they
They
can
can talk them into it.
You can talk them into it.
Practice.
Practice. Okay, that is one expensive way to practice. That is one expensive way to have a hallucination. That you're going to create motivation. It's let your competition do that. Let them go broke. You're not in the business to go broke. So let the other agents go on those appointments. another reason agents go on appointments.
Afraid to say no. Nothing.
Oh, yeah, they may be afraid to turn down the appointment or say, you know what, I don't think I can help you. Another reason is because they don't have any other appointments, because they're not doing anything. So if someone isn't, lead generating on a regular basis and have other leads to follow up on and convert, or appointments to set, then they'll justify and rationalize that, oh, I should at least go on this because at least it's someone that, maybe will talk to me. But again, it gets you in that downward cycle of wasting time and money and taking you away from making money. And you're only doing one to two things in real estate at all times. You're either making money or wasting money. And if you're doing nothing, you're wasting money. So you're either making it or wasting it every minute of the day that you work. And if you're spending time doing things like going on unqualified appointments, then you are not only not making money, you're throwing money away. You are going backwards, negative. All right, so we're all clear that it makes sense to pre-qualify the appointments, right? All right, so then the question is that how do you do it? What's the purpose of the pre-qualification? Purpose is just a couple of things. One is to know what their motivation is, and to discover whether they have it, and then for you to decide, yes, this is one I want. Those are the two things you're trying to accomplish. Any questions on that? So how do you decide, or how do you determine what their motivation is? We just ask questions. And is this a script that you follow? Mr. and Mrs. Seller, before I come out, there's a couple of questions I'd like to ask you. Do you have a few minutes for me to go over them? Sure. And then you go through the questions. All right, so let's go through the questions I use. I've handed these out before, but if you need them, you can. We'll get them to you guys somehow. Someone will make that happen. So the first question we always ask is, hey, if what we say makes sense, do you feel comfortable and confident that we can sell your home? Are you planning to list it with us when we come out to see you? Why do we ask that question? Yeah, just to know what their intention is. Does the answer matter? What matters is that you get an answer. Whether it's whatever it is, then you can deal with it. But you need to know what the answer is, right? Any questions on that question?
It sets the expectation that you're going to ask again when you sit down there.
Yeah, that makes them real clear why you're coming too.
Yeah.
Then you don't go there, spend an hour, and go, oh, well, we didn't know you were coming over to list the house, or we aren't ready to list the house. Yeah.
So, I know they love role play because they always talk to me about this afterwards. So what if the individual says, well, of course we want you to come out, but no, I don't think you're gonna be ready to sign tonight. But we do want to talk to you.
If they say just like that, decide tonight, then I say, I understand what things need to happen before you are ready to list the home with me. They may say, oh, well, we haven't even, cleaned out the closets yet, or da-da-da. Oh, okay, no. Or if they just simply say no to the question, then I'll say, may I ask why? And usually it's something not what you think it's going to be. Usually it's something like, well, we have a wedding at our house in 2 weeks, so we can't do anything till after that, or whatever. It has something to do with their circumstances.
Well, and I think one of the ones that agents have a hard time with, I have a hard time with it when I'm talking with other agents, is just that indecision. Well, we just don't want to move too fast, and we know that we want to sell, but we want to take our time, make sure we're doing it right. So, we look forward to meeting you, but we just don't want to rush into anything, rush decision.
Okay. So again, by the time I'm asking these questions, I already know why they're selling, right? I've had conversations with them. So based on that, I'm going to go